One of the biggest mistakes first time job seekers do is that they don't invest right amount of time to design their resume. And by designing the resume, I don't mean putting borders or putting flowers or decorating your resume. No. By designing, I mean the kind of words you use to describe yourself, the kind of sentences you create to impress your prospect employer that you are the right candidate for this particular job. What is your marketing material saying about you? That is designing your resume. So, in this video, we are going to focus on how you can design your resume and what you should be doing even before you start typing in your resume. Now, before that, I would also like to share that today writing a resume is considered to be the last priority on the minds of job seekers. They usually prepare resume one night before the interview, or worst, sometimes they even take the printout of the resume the day of the interview. Suppose they have the interview at 10 o'clock, they are seen standing outside the Xerox shop, printout shop at 9:30, 9:45, waiting in line to get their resume printed. This is the worst case scenario. This shows how serious and sincere you are about your career. So don't get into that. Preparing a resume is a process where you come to know about yourself, you rediscover yourself, and then you present the best that you are. So, how do you do this? How do you, before you start your resume, first thing you need to do is a reality check. And how do you do your reality check? You need to step back and look at yourself objectively and ask two questions. The first question you will ask is, what is the situation that I am in right now? Which means you will ask, am I just graduating? Will this be my first job? Or was I already in job? Right now I am unemployed and I'm seeking employment. Or I am in a job but I want to skip that job. I want to go to a different company with better opportunities. What is your situation? Understand that. And then the second important question you should ask yourself is that what do you bring to the table? That's right. This is one question at the back of the mind of the interviewer. What is this candidate bringing to the table? Why should I hire this person? Will he or she be able to do the job that we are looking to fill? So, for the second question, what do you bring to the table? You need to ask few more questions, and that will help you understand what you bring to the table. So, the first question that you need to ask yourself is, what all skills do I have? Now, these skills can be hard skills and soft skills. Now, skills is something that you can do. So, for hard skill, suppose you are computer programmer, then programming can be your hard skill. You are good in Python, you can, or good in C++ or Java, then you can say that my hard skills are like I'm good in programming in these languages. Technical skill can be your hard skill, like you know how to handle equipment, that can be your hard skill. Even typing is a hard skill. And soft skill can be your leadership qualities, your presentation skills. So these are soft skills. So list down your hard skills and soft skills. A minimum of 20. That's right. If you think you don't have 20 skills, think. That means you're not thinking. These skills need not be something that you have taken a course in. These skills can be something that comes to you naturally. Like you might be good at talking to strangers. You might be good at having a discussion. You might be good at convincing others. Write down. Write down all the skills that you possess. And it should be genuine skills. Skills that you have. It should not be skills that you think you have. That's a totally different story. If you write that, you are going to fall flat during the interview. You must be practicing that skills. You must have experienced that skills in your day-to-day life. So write down that skills, 20, minimum 20 skills. And the second thing that you need to write down is what is your accomplishment in the past, say 5 years. What is the most important accomplishments? Don't say your degree is your accomplishment. No. Everybody can get a degree. Degree is not that important. It just a proof that okay, you have studied and you have graduated or you have done your masters in this particular subject. But that is not your accomplishment. Your accomplishment is something that you have done in the process of getting that degree. Suppose this is your first job. So you can ask yourself, what projects have I done? It can be group project, it can be individual projects. Did you write any paper? Did you present any paper? Did you get any certificates? Were you rewarded or awarded any prize for what you have done? Write down all the accomplishments. It can be co-curricular activity accomplishments, or it can be extracurricular activities achievement. Write down all, as much as you can think. But don't write your accomplishment that you did when you were studying in school. It should be quite recent, maybe 3 to 4 years, that's it. And the more current it is, the better it will help you. If you say that I did this, I accomplished this when I was in junior college or I was doing my HSC, then it's of no use. Last 2-3 years, what did you achieve? Current year, what did you achieve? So if you don't have anything to write about, then it is time you start doing something so that you have something to show. I keep on telling that often youngsters complain that, sir, I don't have experience and the company is looking for experienced people. So I tell them that your projects, your accomplishment becomes your experience. So if you have worked on a project and the project took about 2 months or 3 months, so that becomes 3 months of experience. So it's not that you don't have experience, it's just that you don't understand what is experience. Experience is what you do. So whatever you do related to what you are studying, that becomes experience. Practical, not studying, not doing research, doing practical, creating projects out of it, giving paper presentations. If you are an app designer, did you design any app? If you are a coder, what kind of codes have you written? How many codes have you written? That becomes your experience. Something that you can show the interviewer, see, this is what I have done. So that becomes your experience. So what accomplishments have you done in the process of doing your masters or doing your graduation? Don't depend on college to give you projects and assignments. If they are not giving, create your own assignments, create your own projects based on what kind of designation you're looking at, what kind of career you're looking at. Be proactive. It's your life. You have to decide what to do. Don't depend on others. So today you cannot say that I am fresher. That days are gone. Today you can be more experienced than the person who has experience of doing a job. Being a fresher, you can be more experienced. And this is what will differentiate you from other candidates who are at the same level. So if two candidates are have scored the same marks in the same subject, then the interviewer will pick up that person who has got some experience in doing projects. So focus on that. What accomplishments have you achieved over past years? And the third point that is going to work as an asset for you is, who do you know professionally? I'm not talking here about your friends, your parents, your uncles, your aunties. No, professionally, who do you know? Suppose you are in college. How many professors do you know? And by knowing doesn't mean just recognizing them by face and doing good morning, good afternoon, good evening things. No. Have you had one-to-one discussion with your professors on the related topic that they are teaching? Have you picked up their mind? Have you asked them questions? Are you in their good books? Or are you like other students who are like average? He thinks everybody is at the same level. Did you create an impact in his mind? So that is your professional relationship. It can be your professor, it can be a particular group that you are associated with, it can be some people who are already working and you meet with them regularly and you discuss with them. It can be online group, online forum where you go and discuss these kind of things. What is your professional connection and how often do you meet them? So they also become your asset. So during interview, if they ask you what do you do in your free time, in your leisure time, then this is one good way to say that whenever you get free time, you connect with these professionals and discuss on things happening in that particular subject that you are interested in. So this is very important. What professional connections you have, they become your assets. These are the people you know in the outside world with whom you can connect. You can give reference of them. They know you and you know them. That is professional connection that you have. So if these things, if you work on these three things, first is your skills, what kind of skills you possess, both hard skills and soft skills. And second thing is, what have you accomplished in the past 2 to 3 years that will help you in your future life. And third is, who do you know? What are your professional connections? So now once you have all these things written on paper, now you are ready to design your resume. So now first thing you have to pick up is, what is the post that I am applying for and which is the company to which I am applying. So if you know that this is the company I am applying to and this is the designation that I am looking at, then go through all the things that you have written. What kind of skills is required to fill this post, both hard skills and soft skills. Pick that up from that list that you have done, prepared. You need not write all 20 or 25 or whatever list you have made of the skills. Pick up the best 3 skills. 3 hard skills, 3 soft skills. Best that you can defend in an interview. Write that down. Accomplishments also, pick up 3 projects that you have done or best assignments that you have done that will make you come out as intelligent and knowledgeable on that particular subject and also experienced in that subject. Pick that up. So, and write that down in the particular section. This way, what you are doing is that you are sending out message that you are serious about your career, about your job. Deep inside you will feel that yes, I'm working hard in building my resume because I am serious to what kind of job I'm going to have and what kind of career I'm going to build. So these things most of the time candidates avoid, but this is adventure, this is fun, this is your life, one life you have. What do you want to create out of it? Don't take it lightly. We need to go deep into things to understand them and to come out a winner. So, next time when you start preparing your resume, do this particular activity so that you are prepared to write the best thing about you and you know this is what you bring to the table for this particular job.